just wanted you to go through maybe the daily challenges or the little things that you had to put maybe a little bit of extra work, right? And at the same time, since your benchmark was another kid before, it's like, how do you balance not to give one more attention than the other?
First of all, because I want to stress something, like any other human being, all these kids are individuals and different. We need to remember that there's no, all the stereotypes need to be tossed out the window, because all these people are very different. They all have their own strengths and weaknesses, and their own likes and dislikes, like any other human being, and the right to all of that, like any other human being. And to that end, before I go into a little bit of the detail about what we experienced, one of the things that we feel very strongly about at Giant Steps, and I personally feel very strongly about, is the fact that it's great to have all these programs and all these efforts, schools and so on, but it's critical to give autistic people the right, not the right, they have the right, the opportunity to voice their own concerns and to take charge of all of this stuff as well. They need and have the right to be involved with all of this. So even at Giant Steps, on our board of directors, we make every effort to have people who are on the spectrum. We make an effort to have people working at the school as well. That's important. That's important to be said, because they are the ones that understand the best. They are the ones that have experienced it, and they are the ones that can help others that are living what they're living. I'm here as a dad. I'm not on the spectrum. I'm here as a father advocating for my son, but it's important for that to be said, that they have a voice as well, and it needs to be heard. So having said that, our experience was, I'm not going to lie, it was challenging. I'm not going to go into all the details because he has a right to his own confidentiality. He's a young adult, but he had a lot of challenges in terms of communication, a lot of challenges in terms of interacting with others. It was very tough at the beginning in terms of him expressing himself, and because he couldn't, there would be a lot of very severe temper tantrums and things of that nature. In his case, because it's not in every case, there was a lot of difficulty in terms of sleep patterns. There was many a night at 3 a.m. I'd feel a nudge on my feet, and I'd notice that the TV was on because he was in the corner of the bed, watching Barney or whatever. I mean, it was very tough at the time in terms of keeping a regular schedule and kind of pattern. In terms of our lifestyle. It was a huge challenge, and to that end, I applaud my wife to no end. I can't say enough. Anyway. And the other issue to remember for us was that we had another kid who was neurotypical, who was in school, who was living her own daily challenges at school, and we were very lucky that she was extremely bright and that things went well at school, but she also wanted mom and dad time, and whatever. And we worked hard with her to basically make her his advocate, which she is to this day. I'm proud to say, because we wanted to make sure that we were all a unit and that we were all working together to help him, so it didn't look like every second of the day was being spent on him at the time because of these severe challenges. And over time, the challenges, and I would say this to all parents who are living it does get better. For the vast majority of families, it does get better. There's you have to look at different ways of handling situations, and I'm not going to preach to people about what they should or shouldn't do. These are all decisions that individual parents have to make on their own. They got to research. They have to go out there and talk to experts. They have to talk to their doctors and come up with what works for them. And I would say to them to remember always that no one knows their better kid than a parent. That's a critical message that I would give to everyone, regardless of the situation. So that it was tough. And then there was the changes, becoming a teenager, the transitions into adolescence and so on, and hormones and all the rest of it. And we were lucky because of the fact that we were at Giant Steps. For each stage, there was a plan. There was a constant series of evaluations, socially, academically, every way, to see where he was at, what the strengths are, what the weaknesses are, what should we be working on, what should we be planning for. So every step of the way, there was a plan like that, and that just gave us more, confidence and the ability. The stress levels kind of went down over time, because the beginning is very tough. The beginning is very tough. Nobody wants to hear anything that potentially might be off about their child, and ultimately the biggest thing that I can say now is that we're proud of him for who he is, and we don't look at the autism as a label. That's just who he is. That's Manoli. All of us are different. We all have strengths and weaknesses, and that's one of the reasons why ultimately at Giant Steps and elsewhere, not just Giant Steps, more and more you're going to hear the notion of neurodiversity and everyone, being accepted for who they are in terms of their strengths or weaknesses, their likes and dislikes, and the fact that we all have the right, to be able to live in this society and to try to participate and to offer something. I'm blessed. I've worked at a school for the last 3 years in adult ed that primarily focuses on special needs students, not only but primarily, and I see what a remarkable job can be done, and how incredibly independent so many of them become at their own level and in their own way. And what we're pushing for at that school is constantly to get them out there into the community to participate and to have their voices heard, and to make sure that everybody understands that they have rights and that they can contribute. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what we all want for our kids, regardless of what the situation might be.